Good morning, and welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is October 2nd, and our reading is Mental Furniture. Since we spend so much of our time inside our heads, it behooves us to make sure it's furnished decently. Who exactly is thinking these dank thoughts? Who is pouring gasoline on the fire? Gratitude works if we work it. When an evil thought pops into our head, we can stop and say, "Hey, for crying out loud, don't I have something better to do?" Well, yeah, actually we do. What are the things we have to be grateful for? Reframe the immediate situation. It's that, or sink into a nice warm bath of self-pity tears. I don't know how many ways we can approach this. Uh, Viktor Frankl is all over that. Our attitude is entirely up to us. We can feed the right dog if we find ourselves at daggers drawn with everybody around us. We're feeding the wrong dog. We can pay attention to good things and not dwell on bad things, or not. All of those things are our own choice. If we're in the middle of dank thoughts and of flaming, burning resentment and seething anger and all that other kind of stuff, the only person who is pouring gasoline on that fire happens to be us. And I know people say, "Oh, that's blaming the victim." Well, not really. We are either the victim or we are the perpetrator. And if we're the victim, then we're screwed because we're never going to change the rest of the world to treat us the way that we want to be treated. And we're going to suffer. And it'll last for as long as we intend to have it last. On the other hand, if we are the perpetrator, that's a message of hope. Because if we're doing it, then we can change that. And it's what we make of life that is what our life experience becomes. We are not what has happened to us. We are what we decide to do with what has happened. And that's entirely up to us. I hope that's not too gloomy, but well, let's go back to Richard Rohr. Richard Rohr's got 5 things that he talked about that I love. He said he works with men mostly. He said there are 5 things you got to get through your head. First, life is hard. Second, it's not all about you. Third, you're not as important as you think you are. Fourth, you're not in control. And fifth, you're gonna die. Yeah, that sounds gloomy too, but it's better to get this information right up front so we can make allowances for it than it is for us to continue to believe in the tooth fairy. Of course, that's just our opinion. Of course, none of this is new. Krishna taught Arjuna that the reason that people get wrapped around the axle, there are 2 reasons. One is selfish desires, and the other is anger. That's pretty old. The oldest part of the Theravada canon, the Dhammapada, says basically the same thing. Verse 252, it's easy to see the faults of others, but hard to see one's own. 253, if one focuses on others' faults and constantly takes offense, one's own toxins flourish and one is far from their destruction. Boy, ain't that true. And happy trails to you until we meet again.